Sailors islands on the sky. Here's trouble here.
Mark McNeil is a musician and a journalist for the Hamilton Spectator, but Mark often ties his two passions together by writing a song about a story he covered in the paper.
Journalism and some forms of music, especially folk music, are really sort of storytelling traditions, and so I thought that I could borrow things from one genre and export them into the other, and so it's all about storytelling.
Being a journalist, Mark wrote a story about a poet who fell into a coma after hitting his head. Later, Mark turned it into a song.
He eventually gained consciousness, and but he had to relearn everything. And he didn't recognize his wife, and didn't recognize anybody, and never spoke for several weeks. And then suddenly they started noticing that he was writing feverishly on these pads, day after day, writing, and then they looked at it. It was poetry. And it was, it struck me that the thing that was so neat about this story was that the poem seemed to come from a different part of his brain that maybe wasn't affected by the injury. And so I wrote a story about that. I actually ran on the front page of the paper, and then ended up writing a song about it. And I called the song "A Poet Behind Those Eyes."
The song you're listening to is called High Winds on the Skyway, referring to the Skyway Bridge, but the phrase also has another meaning.
High winds on the Skyway, and it was kind of a different way of looking at what those words mean, and it sort of struck me that they could also mean that people in powerful positions can sometimes get blown off their high horses.
I'm Mark Vituska for Hamilton Life.